as a fulfilling element of this whole process of namaz, Wazifa, Zikr. You come to Fikr, which generally is done on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. And there, very often, one again takes up one of the divine names. It can also be either the Zikr or one of the Wazifas can be practiced on the breath. And you know how greatly, especially in Indian mysticism, how extremely important that element of breath is. Well, all of us, we know it. We couldn't do without breath for a few minutes. It has to go on. So that element is so very important that it is very important to carry it on in one's mystical development in all the different ways and elaborate it for it. And so there it is, you're no longer, as you would in the Wazifa, when you appeal. The Wazifa still has that element of appeal, of the I, thou. I try to overcome the I, thou. I try to, so to speak, to become that particular attribute which I'm focusing on. But that's the approach. Then with Fikr, that fourth stage, it's no longer an appeal, it is an expression. So to speak, as from that divine realization inherent in that particular attribute, you express it, you give it reality in your outer consciousness, and thereby in your life, as it is in the world. So one is absorbing into it, the other expressing from it. And correspondingly, you know that when you do a fikr, you do not say Ya Rahman or Ya Rahim or any of so, but you omit that Ya, which is evocative, an appeal, and that is what you omit. It is without that appeal, it is the expression which you give as from your inner being of that particular element. That is when you use the fikr with a Wazifa. And then beyond that is the fikr used as zikr, and that then you turn it around. You all know that, I've said it many times. You're inhaling Allahu, exhaling La ilaha illallah. So that Allah, when you inhale, at the same time, you could have this conception that you draw into your consciousness that soul illumination which is in the depth of you and which you are not conscious of. Drawing in the breath, drawing in from inside that illuminative element which is hidden in your own inner being. And then La ilaha illallah, that means a realization, express the realization that is your real reality. That is the reality of your being. And at the same time, that reality is expressed in everything that lives and everything that is in this manifestation, a living element. Allahu La ilaha illallah. So that again, indeed, corresponds, as the questioner asked, it corresponds to that idea of the fana baqa process. So indeed, these four stages of the three fana and the baqa correspond to these four stages of our practices. Of course, there are the other practices, which are more, let us say, particular specialism in a particular direction. They are typically Indian practices also. But these four really are the basics of the Sufi practices and the theories and the philosophies that surround them.